It's astonishing how many people are interested in at first experiencing what happens in the tea room, and then once they do, they want more. They want to incorporate that quality of experience into their everyday lives. In the same way in 16th century Japan, that people were looking for something. They were looking for a way to be involved in a culture of peace. They were looking for a way to be involved in culture itself. I think that same situation exists in the United States today.
Hi, I'm Jesse, and I'm here today with Christy Bartlet, the founding director of the Urasenke Foundation in San Francisco, which is an outreach of the Urasenke tradition, 400-year tradition from Japan.
Yes, thank you.
And thank you so much for being here with me today.
Oh, it's great to talk with you.
So, Christy, maybe you can tell me a little bit about the Urasenke tradition and how it ended up in San Francisco and how you got here.
The tradition of tea, as the modern form that we know today, actually arose in Japan in the 16th century. It's a little odd for us as Westerners to think of the modern world arising in the 16th century, but that's how time works in Japan. One of the seminal figures in that endeavor was named Senrikyu, and he basically took a rather stilted form and made it into something extremely flexible, innovative, experimental, and revolutionary in a way, because people from all classes of society would meet in the tea room and spend time drinking tea and talking to one another. This man, Senrikyu, his descendants actually founded the Urasenke tradition of tea, and we are now in the 16th generation descendant from Senrikyu.
What I hear you talking about is about community and people just getting together and having tea. But it's, I think, from a Western mind and from looking here and seeing what we have around us in a Japanese style, sometimes it can seem a little ceremonial. Maybe you can speak a little bit about how that's the tradition or ceremony, or is it socially just having tea?
It's all of those things. Although I would say that when people gather in the tea room to have tea, it's not a ceremony. It is more structured than most Westerners expect. And yet, the structure also allows for spontaneity and innovation as well. Now, the structure is part, I think, of what makes the practice of tea an art form. And in an odd way, by having a structure, it makes you very aware of time and of being in each moment. Another thing that the structure does is, instead of the host having to make fairly mundane decisions, well, what will I do next? Will I pick up the tea bowl now? Will I pick up the tea scoop now? Frees the host mind so that they can be aware of each of those gestures. It leaves them free, in fact, to converse with the guests. Process is extremely important, and that sense of process of purifying the utensils creates a larger sense of purity within the room. It's said that one's own heart becomes clean as one is purifying the utensils. There's another aspect to it too, which has to do with the process, that if both the host and the guest are focusing on the process of making tea, that brings them very close together. So their minds are almost merging into this process of making tea.
So what role do you think Japanese tea in this tradition can have with world peace?
That's a really good question. And in fact, it's a question that speaks very much to what the previous head of the Urasenke tradition is doing The 15th generation, Honsai Daisosho, travels the world, and he believes that a world of peace begins with two people, and that the interaction that happens between those two people in the tea room can have a ripple effect that moves out to more and more people. One phrase that he often says is, "a peace through a bowl of tea." It's also one of the reasons why he has established offices of the Urasenke tradition throughout the world, including the San Francisco office. Time is one of the important parts of a tea gathering, to be aware of time and the preciousness of time, that each moment is unique. It won't come to us again. Again, there's a saying, ichigo ichie, perhaps you've heard that before. It means that the host and the guest at a tea gathering should treat that moment, those moments, as if it were the first and the very last time they would ever meet. Their one chance to meet, and the sincerity and integrity that you would bring to that kind of encounter, I think, intensifies if you keep that in mind. In one sense, that's what the flowers in the tokonoma do. An ideal tea flower is one that is a bud when the tea begins. It opens and is already fading by the time the tea is over, reminding us that the moments are fleeting.